What's good, YouTube? So, where is it? Damn it. All right. So, I have wrote down. I don't want to write shit down, but I have to. So I have wrote down 5 keys for each team in order for their victory. Now, obviously, starting with the New York Giants. Oh boy, we all know that Sunday it was one of those games, right? Like everybody's bashing, everybody's pointing fingers, everybody's this and that. I get it. Frustration, like we all want to start off on the wrong foot, but week one was full of surprises, you know. Like we don't hold the Green Bay Packers to the same standards as the New York Giants, you know. We don't hold the Dallas Cowboys to the same standards as the New York Giants, and they both lost. You know what I'm saying? So it's how you respond. It's how you bounce back, is how you respond. Now, obviously, I've had a lot of feedback on, oh, the Giants fare well against their Washington football team. We swept them last year. Daniel Jones is 4-0 against the Washington football team. I get all that, you know, but like he said in this interview, when he was interviewed, the reporter asked him, "Well, you're 4-0 against the Washington football team in your career, kind of like Eli, but obviously, there was a few games that Eli Manning did lose to the Washington Redskins at the time, and he directly said that each the team is different. When we faced them last year, they was dealing with a lot of injuries, and things happen. So without further ado, let's start with the Giants' number one key. The number one. No, let's do 1 through 5. The number 5 is contain Heineken. Now, obviously, we all know Heineken is a very good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He could do a lot of damage with his legs, similar as Daniel Jones. But the difference is Heineken doesn't make mistakes. You know, he's kind of like a system quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those, you know, system basic quarterbacks that don't do a lot of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows where the mistakes are, but he tends not to make them. You know what I'm saying? Number 5 is contain Heineken. Number 4 is stop the run. Now we all know Gibson, I believe, is going to be is going to is going to run the ball a whole lot, and Jasecki, I believe his name is. He's probably going to take the sheer load of the carries. You know what I'm saying, or the bulk load of the carries. So the Giants have to stop the run. We're playing in a 3-4. We all know playing in a 3-4 is different from playing in a 4-3. I think, I don't know why we went away from that, but it is what it is. Now you see how the Washington football team is able to keep their offense fresh, right? But anyways, man, in order for us to stop the run, Shelton, Williams, all the D linemen have to stop the run. We were very great in that area last year. And I mean, outside of that big run from Melvin Gordon, we pretty much, held him to like 27 yards, or how many ever yards we had him. But obviously, when you don't have the necessarily players, or if when you don't have the players necessary to stop the run, you see how big gashing holes can hurt us. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the middle linebackers to contain. We don't have the necessary edge rush to contain. So that's probably going to be a no-no. Okay. Number 4 is to stop their receivers. We need to stop their receivers. Once we stop their receivers, Obviously, we can't jam them because we have to play like 5 yards apart, but we have the cornerbacks to stop them. Sometimes I don't know. We have the cornerbacks to stop them. Okay, they don't have a deep threat. They don't have the Tennessee Titans weapons, right? They don't have the KC weapons. They don't have the, you know, the Buccaneers weapons. But they do have some people, some players that can make plays if you don't tackle right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And number three, head coach Jason Garrett, Joe Judge. Now, obviously, I don't know if there's beef or animosity between them. You know what I'm saying? But they just need to um, get together as a unit and figure out why we're not scoring the points that we need to score. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and the number one is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones needs to play better. We all know the record 4-0, this and that. We swept Washington. Okay, we get that. That was last year. Stop living in the past. Last year was last year. Okay? This is a totally different Washington football team like it was a year ago. Okay? Stop living in the past. It's a new year. It's a new dawn. It's a new era. Everybody's 1-1, 0-1. Okay? It is what it is. Nobody led the division last year. Everybody was 1-1-1. Everybody was 0-1, 0-1, 0-1 in the division last year in the NFC East. So the simple fact that the Eagles was the only team that won their division last year tells you something. The NFC East is not what it once was last year. Okay? So yeah, that's the five keys I got for the Giants. The Washington football team, number five, limit Saquon Barkley to 5 yards or fewer. Number four, make Jones uncomfortable. Number three, jam the receivers or make the receivers work harder than they should. Number two, the head coach of the Washington football team, Ron Rivera, knows this team in and out. Y'all remember when he coached the Carolina Panthers, who was their MVP, Cam Newton. So he has somewhat familiarity with this team. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, that was obviously years ago. But again, he still has some familiarity with this team. And the number one is the Washington Redskins have to convert on third downs. Third downs is key for the Washington football team to extend the drive and 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 one thing on top of that, clock management. Because I've seen the Cowboys did this Thursday where they had the lead. Actually, they took the lead, but they gave Tom Brady too much time. When the Giants beat them in the Super Bowl, look at the difference. The Cowboys gave Tom Brady how many minutes? A minute and 26. That's long. That's long. You don't think Tom Brady can march down the field and score or kick a field goal to win the game? But when you look at the Super Bowl when we first won, how many seconds did we give Tom Brady back on the ball? Not that much. Okay? So obviously the Giants did their homework on clock management. And obviously that's how he won most of his Super Bowls, by kicking the ball. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, those are my five keys for both teams. At the end of the day, I'm still taking the Washington football team. However, we will break we will break our 2-game losing streak, I should say, against the Falcons when Eli Manning comes to town. And obviously, I think that game is away or at home. Yeah, hold on. I think that game is at home, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really find. Hold on. I think that game is away. Yep, that game is at home. So expect the Giants to get rolling. So that's what I have. Again, I have the Giants 19, Washington football team 31. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.